Do not stab your food with your chopsticks. A chopstick is not sculpture, so mind your chopsticks table manners and make sure that not to stab your food with it. You also shouldn't try to use your chopsticks as a knife. In Japan, food is typically served in bite-sized pieces, so you don't need to cut anything with your chopsticks. 2. Do not eat like a dog. Do not lower your head to your food to eat. Miso soup etiquette allows you to lift the bowl directly to your lips to drink. But if you have a bowl of rice, you should lift the bowl from the table towards you with your free hand and scoop the food into your mouth with your chopsticks.
Number 3. Do not double dip in communal sauce. The reason for this should be pretty clear. Double dipping is unhygienic, so it's pretty gross to dip something that's already been in your mouth back into a sauce. No. Number 4. Do not transfer food from your chopstick to someone else's chopstick. This rule is one you will want to never break because it's based on Japanese funeral ceremony. In the Buddhist funeral tradition, after body is cremated, the bones are picked up from the ashes with special chopstick and passed from one family member to another to transfer into an urn.
5. Do not leave your chopsticks standing up in your food bowl. This rule is based on rites for honoring the dead. In Japan, it's customary to leave a bowl of white rice with a pair of chopsticks standing upright in it as an offering to the deceased. 6. No licking, sharking on your chopstick. It's pretty rude to lick or shark on your fork or knife. Not to mention a bit for safety hazard, and same goes for chopstick.
7. Do not play with your chopsticks. Chopsticks are not toys or drumsticks, so you shouldn't play with them. You also shouldn't use them to point or gesture at people. 8. Only use wet towels to wipe your hands. Most Japanese restaurants will bring you a wet hand towel upon entering the restaurant. Different variations to given depending on the restaurant.
9. Say thank before and after our meal. In Japan, we place our hands together to pay respect to the food after and before our meal. 10. Hold your rice bowl while eating. Many restaurants will serve you a bowl of rice or miso soup. When ordering Japanese or meal set, it's considered proper manner to eat while holding a bowl in your hands. 11. Slow while eating or drinking tea. This is not mandatory, but it's good to practice to eat Japanese dishes such as miso soup, udon, or tea. It's common to use our chopstick when eating noodle, drinking soup while holding our bowl in both hands. Culture shock in Japan. 1. Advertisements everywhere. Many cities around Japan's major cities are coated in colorful and eye-catching advertisements, building a poster with a bold hiragana and katakana symbols. There's simply not enough room and they begin to pile on top of one another, go higher and higher. 2. Hot-head toilet display. The first time you sit on a Japanese toilet, that can be quite intimidating. There are more buttons than television remote. If you press the wrong one, you may be in a sudden shock. Why? I don't know too.
Number 3. Naked in public baths. Stripping in front of random strangers is a natural aspect of many cultures around the world. But It is when visiting an onsen in Japan. Locals were always confident, which personally is took a while to build up that comfortable feelings. Number 4. Escaping the crowd isn't always possible. Japan's capital city is Tokyo. Tokyo is the biggest city in the world by population. It's almost impossible to escape the crowd in these areas. If you have ever visited Shinjuku JR train station at lunch hour, you have probably experienced one of the busiest places on earth.
5. You can live from vending machines. If you spend any time wandering the streets of Japan, you will notice vending machines everywhere. You can find pretty much anything you want if you spend the time to search the glass cabinets. Get sushi and sandwiches, 2 cans of hot coffee and plush Pokemon dolls from these convenient machines. There are even streets in Tokyo filled with these illuminated boxes of food and drink. 6. People wearing surgical masks. No, it's not some apocalyptic virus that's sweeping the nation. There are a couple of pretty common reasons why these masks are so common throughout Japan. If you have a common cold or the flu, these masks prevent the spread of your sickness. The winter air in Japan can also be very dry, which is the perfect breeding ground for the contagious viruses that circulate every year.
7. There are some interesting foods in Japan. Of course, there is ramen. Basic ramen, while delicious, is pretty similar in many restaurants around Japan. But it is different type you can find throughout Japan that it make it a little bit more interesting. Curry ramen is a twist of traditional dish born in Omori, while black ramen look at a little dark and ominous, but is crafted with soy sauce to give that color. Restaurant custom in Japan. Restaurants in Japan have a whole set of potentially confusing customs to new visitors to the country due to the polite tendency. You might not ever find out that you cause offense to someone for breaking an unspoken rule. One of the most important rules of custom in Japan is tipping. It's not only not required, but it can also be taken as offensive by wait staff and chef workers chasing down guests from the restaurant to return the extra money left as gratitude. So, to all keep the tip with you, not on the table.
Punctuality is pretty well-known trait of Japanese culture. Transport runs so smoothly in Japan that notice just how on-time buses and trains run might be difficult. But if you are reading a train timetable, and it say the train arrives at 8:13 a.m., the train will be there at 8:13 a.m. sharp. If for some reason transport is late, and crazy things do happen, there are regular announcements in Japanese and English to warn passengers of the delay. 10. Natural disaster and emergency messages. It's pretty unnerving to get a text message warning of an impending disaster, but that extra few minutes of warning is a great thing if it's a matter of life or death. While you was in Japan, you will only receive text message to ensure the system was operating smoothly. It was still a little worrying seeing an emergency text message light up on your phone, even if it is a test. Thank you.